Right, the gearbox is in. I've had to split the motors onto the other side, so each one's driving one wheel, so then the electronic traction control works, and also the limited slip diff for the engine. So that's the first stage. And then there's another belt drive in there, so that seems to work. The two of the air cylinders there, that's for the second gear and third gear, they're on top. The other one's hidden down there somewhere. Well, there's another video that shows that later on. I'll stick on at the end some videos I took during the build. I've taken the exhaust box off because I didn't like that. I might have to think of something else to do there. These are the valve blocks for the 3 cylinders, air cylinders, for the gear change. That weighs a ton, that does, so that needs another look at. See if there's a smaller version available. They're 12 volt 5 port valves, if anyone knows of any smaller ones of those. That size. So let's just right, I'm just going to put the electric motors on, so cover your ears up if you've got headphones on. I've had to take quite a bit of stuff out of the way temporarily to get the gearbox in. I don't know if that's the... Oh God, it's not going to focus. That's the input there. So I've got to make the prop shaft up next. So that's not going to be running on the engine anytime soon. I've got the starter motor rigged up. There. That's the centrifugal clutch outer spinning. I wish it was as nice and deep as that when it's running, but it's obviously not. Well, I can try and demonstrate the gear change. Obviously I'm not going to be driving the gearbox. I've tried to get a drill in this space, but it won't fit, so I'm going to back drive it through the wheels. So I'm not trying to fool anyone that it's driving, I'm just showing you the cylinders changing. That's neutral, and then I'm going to put it in first. Second. And third. The only thing I've noticed at the minute is when you're changing from between gears, it doesn't, whilst you're driving, it doesn't want to come out of gear till you take all the load off, which I suppose is no detriment really. Just have to get used to easing off before you change. That solenoid's got a leak in it. Gearbox isn't too noisy, that's a good thing. There's no oil in the gearbox at the minute, so it'll quieten down slightly more. So yeah, reasonably pleased up to now. Right, gearbox is almost ready to go in. Luckily it just fitted in my anodizing tank, so I've done it a grey colour. I've only got one solenoid valve at the minute, so I'll only be able to power up one cylinder, but you get the idea. So I've got first gear there, that's second gear, that's third gear. So this is just attached to first gear at the minute, so let's try it. Now I can shift manually, second and third. So it seems to change better than I thought it would, but I suppose when it's under load that'll be different. I don't know, we'll see. These are the drive shafts, CV joints. These are made from old bits that were left over out of the pit bike gear set. So that's one of the drive shafts modified. And this bit here on the end, that's the centre of one of the gears. That's heat treated just to soften it, then machined to that size. Then I've welded it to this bar. The weld is around here somewhere. And then cleaned up the weld obviously and heat treated it, hardened it again. So luckily it didn't crack. So quite pleased with them. They're a bit bigger than third scale, but I've had the torque wrench on them at full whack, which is 120 foot-pounds, so I'm happy with those now. What's next? Oh, I'll just take the lid off, see inside. Right, here we go. Oh, hang on. This first gear. And can't remember which way around these are. Right, second, third, right, obvious thing, I need to put something in so I'm not engaging two gears at the same time, or so one doesn't engage before the others come out. So I'm going to put these little micro switches in into all the cylinders, just to make sure one doesn't go in before the other ones come out. Well, that's a sample. I've ordered some, they're not here yet, so I don't know where they're going to fit, but we'll sort it out later. Also, that's the, I'm calling it a transfer box. I don't know whether that's just for four-wheel drives or what, but the prop shaft goes in this, in there, and then the drive for the bevel is there. So if I've got all my gear ratios wrong, then I've got a chance to alter the gear ratio in this box. Not easily, but I'll be able to make another pair of gears. Hopefully I've calculated right, so I won't have to do that. These are the pulleys for the electric drive. They're the CV joint outers. Which these are silver steel. They've been hardened in oil and then tempered. They've gone blue, so they're probably nearer 300 centigrade than 250, but they're still quite hard, so I'm okay. One of them's got a little crack in it though, so we'll see how we go with that one. Right, that's the gap that I've got, or the space to put the gearbox in. So these are the metal plates I had in, which were sort of simulating the weight of the gearbox, although I underestimated the weight of those by a couple of kilos. That's all the other rubbish that's come out. Oops. Right, now I'm going to try and fit this in, not permanently, but just to see if it fits. So I'll be doing that live, so if it doesn't fit you'll be able to see it. Right, first thing, these telescopic legs for the ramp are in the way, so I'll have to lower it onto some blocks and get rid of those first. Well, that was a boring video, so the exhaust's in the way basically, because I've got these bolts sticking out the side, so I've just cleared the way. I'm going to try and get it in from the top. Yeah, hello.
Come in 10 minutes, please.
Yeah, hang on. Bloody hell. Yeah, it's in, sorted. Right, it's sort of in. Now, not sure what it's resting on at the minute. Right, I can lower the car. these are the holes that line it up. Yeah, so they're almost in line. Well, that's not bad. I can see one big problem, well, little problem. Hang on, I'll just move the camera. That first gear cylinder, it's buttered up there against the side plate, so that'll need a fairly big mod. What else? The exhaust's close, but it's not touching.